All right, welcome to this explainer. I am so pumped to have you here today because we're unpacking a really fascinating roadmap from the source material. If you've ever wondered how successful K-beauty business networks actually grow from the ground up, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to look at the exact Riman Partner Blueprint. This is a highly structured, incredibly logical system that literally takes someone from just opening a box of skincare to leading a huge, sustainable team. We're going to break down the entire process step by step to clearly map out the journey.
I want you to just think for a second about your own daily routine. You know that moment in the morning when you're applying your skincare or using a product you genuinely just love? It's a super personal, solo experience, right? Well, what the source material lays out here is how to take that isolated, personal moment and methodically transform it into a thriving community and ultimately a scalable business. That's the ultimate journey we're tracking today, going from a solo product user directly into a community leader.
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with a quick overview of the Riman Blueprint and then break it down into three distinct acts. Foundation, which is all about using and sharing, Momentum, where we build an online presence, and finally, Scaling, which covers conversion and team duplication.
Okay, let's dive right into this and look at the blueprint as a whole, mapping out the complete six-step journey.
You know what's really fascinating about this workflow is just the sheer logic of the progression. Notice how it starts entirely with you. Step 1, just becoming a product user. Then it slowly ripples outward. You learn basic sharing, you build an online presence, and then you start bringing others in by inviting them for a demo. Finally, the whole thing shifts into pure business mechanics with customer conversion and team duplication. It's a perfect natural escalation from a personal habit to business scaling.
So Act 1 is the foundation, using and sharing. The source emphasizes that this stage is entirely about authenticity. You simply cannot build a community on something you don't actually know yourself.
And the source material brilliantly illustrates exactly what this foundation looks like in practice. Step 1 requires you to become a true product user first. Think about the specific categories: skincare, hair care, ICD makeup. The personal actions required here are treated as totally non-negotiable. You have to start using the products personally. You need to take those before and after photos. Why? Because you're building a personal testimony. You're deeply understanding the product experience yourself. This isn't about memorizing some glossy brochure, It's about generating visual, undeniable proof of your own results. That authentic base is literally what makes everything else possible.
Moving right along to step 2, let's see how this builds. Once you've got that personal testimony, you transition away from your private bathroom mirror and into outward expression. You learn basic sharing. This means mastering the product knowledge so you actually understand the specific skin problems and the precise solutions your products offer. Then, you take that knowledge straight to the platforms where people already hang out. Places like Xiaohongshu, Facebook, and TikTok. But listen, it's not about suddenly acting like a loud, flashy influencer. Notice that last point. Crafting simple storytelling. You aren't just dumping facts onto a feed, you're sharing a narrative based on the genuine experience you just built in step 1.
Now, this is absolutely crucial. The stated goal here is not hard selling. It's just sharing an experience. I really want to emphasize this. If you're feeling skeptical or worried about sounding like a pushy salesperson, the source material explicitly counters that fear. If you did step 1 correctly, you don't need to hard sell at all. You're simply sharing the positive experience you've already had. It completely reframes the entire effort. It goes from being a transaction to just a friendly recommendation.
With that foundation solidly set, we move right into Act 2, Momentum. This is where that simple sharing gets amplified to push outward and build a real community.
Step 3 is all about building an online presence through daily, simple activities. And I want you to feel the pace of this because it's relentless, but it's totally manageable. Every single day, post one piece of content, reply to comments, add new friends, follow up with prospects, and join Zoom trainings. The source material notes that this is exactly where consistency matters most. It's not about going viral once and calling it a day. It's about showing up every single day and doing these 5 things. That's what creates the undeniable momentum of a professional presence. And all of that daily activity feeds directly into step 4, inviting. You're inviting people for a beauty demo or a Zoom session. And just look at what the prospects actually get out of this ecosystem. They aren't just getting pitched to. They get to try the products, learn about the absolute latest Korean beauty trends, really understand the business model, and hear actual real-life testimonials. You're inviting them into an experience where the products and the community basically do all the heavy lifting for you. Honestly, whenever this process starts to feel a little overwhelming, I want you to anchor right back to this simple duplication loop. Number 1, use. Number 2, share. Number 3, invite. Treat it like a rhythmic mantra. If you're ever stuck wondering, okay, what do I do next? You just ask yourself, am I using the product? Am I sharing my experience? Am I inviting others to see it? That right there is the core engine of this entire blueprint.
All right, now we transition to the final act. Act 3 is scaling, where we introduce the multiplier effect through conversion and duplication.
Let's look at step 5. When a prospect goes through the demo and hears all those testimonies, they arrive at an ultimate pivot point. They'll naturally filter into one of two distinct outcomes. They either become a retail customer or they become a business partner. And here's the thing, your job isn't to force one or the other. Your job is just to guide them to the path that makes the most sense for them after they've experienced the ecosystem.
But look at this absolutely crucial instruction straight from the source material regarding step 5. The primary focus is to build a customer base first and create repeat sales. I know it's so easy to get caught up in only wanting business partners, right? But the text makes it incredibly clear. A sustainable business is heavily rooted in a strong retail base. Repeat sales from happy customers provide the exact stability you need to actually grow. Conversion isn't just about recruiting, it's about creating lasting value for the people using the products.
And that brings us to the grand finale, step 6, team duplication. When someone does choose to become a business partner, what do? Well, you teach them exactly what you just did: how to use, how to share, how to invite, and finally, how to duplicate the system themselves. It connects so beautifully back to our earlier mantra. You aren't inventing some complicated new training program from scratch. You are simply passing the blueprint down.
Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought straight from the source. When a system is this clearly mapped out, from taking that very first before and after photo, to posting consistently, to inviting prospects, to building a retail base, the only variable left is action. The process absolutely creates sustainable team growth, but it requires you to take that first step. So are you ready to duplicate success and create sustainable team growth? Think about how you can start applying this exact blueprint to your own journey today.